Hey everyone, I am Sohail. In this video, I will show you fully automated cold email outreach system that turns high-level target requirements such as these into verified leads using deep research qualifying system and ready to send personalized email templates. So this is the information of prospect it has scraped. You can see. Then it has also scheduled emails on Smartlead, like you can see on the Smartlead.ai. As you can see, it's a multi-stage N8N automation where Google Sheet will be acting as a data center and N8N will be executing each part of the workflow. Alright, so the workflow is divided into few parts. Firstly, it will take the requirement from this particular sheet and get us the prospect. Another automation that will be P2. P2 will be basically researching the candidate profile, LinkedIn profile. Then P2 again 2 will analyze the profile of the prospect. Then P3 are responsible for basically getting company's LinkedIn profile and analyzing them. Then it will also search company online presence to get more information about the company itself. And finally, the P4 will execute the entire automation by selecting the scored candidate and generating a personalized email and saving that to the Smartlead campaign. All right. So let's start building this automation from scratch. So I have created a folder in my N8N server. As you can see, it is named cold email outreach. Why I have done it? Because I am running multi-stage pipeline and it's better to store them in a folder. Now I will create my first automation, and this one will be responsible for finding me the prospects. I will click here trigger by Google Sheet, because we will be needing a Google Sheet that will basically trigger the automation itself. And you can find all the resources used here in my Skool community for free. See, now whenever someone adds a requirement here, and it also mention how many fetch count should be. For example, if I have put 15 here, I got 2 qualified leads. But if you put a larger number, let's say 500 or 200, you will get much more leads. And if you add more requirements, you will get much more leads. So I go back. Whenever someone adds a requirement, it will trigger the automation like this. I will run a sample test. I will add this again. I will add this now. Okay. So we have fetched for number 1. Okay, let me try again. Cut this and let me test fetch. Maybe test fetch does not get the live data, it gets the test data. Okay, that's why it's getting the one. Not a problem, best for us, because we are just testing out and demonstrating how this works. When you activate this, it will get the live data itself. Now we have the data, and we will set out the details using a code node. Don't worry, it is not a complicated node, and you can find all the resources used here in the community itself for free. So this particular one will be responsible for setting a campaign ID. If I execute this, you can see there is a campaign ID here. Okay, and we want this campaign ID to be constant across the automation. We have an ID now. Now we will move forward and basically save the campaign ID in the Google Sheet. If the ID is there, we will update it. If ID is not there, we will add the ID. Now it has executed and got us the ID, I guess. Yeah, ID has been updated in the cam sheet. If I show you, if I delete this and again execute the whole thing, ID has added back. Okay, then we are going to set a few payloads for our Appify actor. Now this is the data that we will send to Appify, and I have listed out the what all option we have. Delete this one. Like, you have to use this company size as well as this industry is available here. Okay, if you put anything else, it won't work. You have to select from this industry and this company size for the requirement. A requirement takes city, seniority, company size, and the industry keyword. These are the keywords that you should pick from these options, or else it won't work. Then we have how many data should we fetch. For example, we have put 15 here, then date, status, leave it, leave this one, leave this one. You have to just fill id till fetch count. Then we will come back to automation. Let me just rename this automation while we are at it. Now it will set data for our lead finder Apify agent or actor. If I go, this is the actor we are using currently. It's called lead finder 1.5/1k. Basically it charges $1.5 for 100k leads, and it is using Apollo in the background, I guess. That's the problem. Now if I execute this particular data, you can see we get this much data. Okay, we get 15 data set. We can increase and decrease it based on the requirement. Then we are going to set the details in a very standard format, because data can be not very well formatted for our particular scenario. So we format the data. You can see this, we have formatted the data. Then we will move ahead and save the prospects in our Google Sheet. Once that is done, I'm going to, all right, so when you are testing your automation, I have put a limit node, but when you are running this in the production, make sure to remove this limit node or put a like a higher number here. All right, so that is for the testing. Now when everything is in place, I will just move it to like 100 leads will be sorted out. Once we are done with the sorting, we will basically check for email validation. Why we are doing this? We need to verify each of our prospect is valid or not, have a valid email or not, whether the email is not in use. So we need to make sure of that. So we are going to use bouncer API to facilitate that, and based on the status it gives us, we will save the prospect data. And again, if you can see, we are using append or update. All right, if we received any email back, we will update the records, not going to add repeat records there. So if you see, we have no more than 15 records because I'm running the dataset on the 15 record itself. Now we will go back. Now data has been saved and we have received deliverable as a status. You can see, for example, this particular email is marked as risky. Perfect. Now what we are going to do, we are going to loop over the data to do like basically LinkedIn profiling, like researching the prospect LinkedIn, company's LinkedIn, and company's online presence. So we are going to loop the data. If I execute, it will basically loop over 15 data set. Then we are going to execute another automation. All right, we are going to execute another automation, not this one. Let me grab that. Okay, this will basically does a company research. Then another automation will do prospect research, not the done node. You have to put it in loop. Then another one will do company's LinkedIn research. All right, you have to loop them. Then whatever data they return us, we will merge them into a basically a merge node. And for merge, I am using merge combine position input 4 items. Why 4 item? We only have 3 here because we need original data as well. So I'm going to pull that here and here and here and this one. So this will return us companies online presence, prospects data, and companies LinkedIn data. Now we are going to close the loop, and whatever results we get, format this. Now whatever data we receive from this one, we are going to loop it again in a second loop. And why we are doing a second loop? Because initially we did not have had any context about the company or the data we have on the prospect. So first we ran the company online presence research, prospect LinkedIn research, and companies LinkedIn research. Now we have data. Now we can do a profiling of the prospect and determine whether we can reach him out and he will be a good prospect for us or not. So I'm going to loop and do a prospect profiling, and I'm going to close this loop, and based on the data I receive, I'm going to filter out data. Like, if there is a output exist, if this particular error does not break and gave us something, we are going to filter that out. We are going to aggregate everything into a single data item. If you can see, it's data, uh, all item into a single list, because it will return us, let's say we ran 15 prospects, so it will return us 15 prospect, and then we are going to aggregate them into a single list, and then we are going to send that data to another automation that will basically create the campaign for us. And I will also take the requirement node from the start and drag this part to the merge node. Then I'm going to send that data to another automation that will create a campaign for us. So this will be the flow. Also we are going to update prospect statuses in the data itself. So after researching the company and prospect, we are going to save the data. Let me format this. I know it looks pretty ugly, don't you worry. I will basically explain what is happening. So in first go, it will get us the prospect details, like this details. Then the automation will basically analyze this LinkedIn post report for the prospect. Then this is the report, journal report, and this is a post report, like what kind of post he makes and what kind of profile he has on the LinkedIn. Then this is the profiling report, which will be written by this particular one. In the first loop, these two information will be generated. Then we have company website report. Basically it has scrapped the company's website and got us the data, and show you in notepad. This is the kind of information we have on ourselves. This is the company online presence report. Then we also have company website report. So it has analyzed what kind of content they have put on the website. Then we have company LinkedIn post report, like what kind of content they are posting around, like AI implementation strategies, human plus AI collaboration, overcoming organizational AI adoption fears, etc. Then we finally has company LinkedIn report, and if I go and show you, so this is the report of company and how we can do a lead closing for the clacks, and this is the information. So you don't have to worry about it, you can read it if you want to, but this is the information that we are going to feed into AI, and then it will compose a email for that particular prospect. So this is the background research for the company and the prospect. So let me give you a demonstration of what the LinkedIn prospect research does. Okay, so when this particular automation is called, I will show you the what kind of data it takes. So it takes the whole prospect data, but what we are particularly interested is if there is a LinkedIn ID attached to it or not. For example, here you can see there is a LinkedIn ID. Then we will go back. We are going to get LinkedIn profile using again Apify. We are going to use mass LinkedIn profile actor, and second one we are going to use get LinkedIn profile posts. Okay, so this is mass LinkedIn profile scraper with email, and this one is LinkedIn profile post scraper. Okay, this one gonna get us the post details, and we are going to aggregate that and put it into a GPT and ask what kind of post he's making, how we can basically use in our sale pitch, etc. Okay, this is the prompt. You can get it from the resources I have linked below. Then we are going to update that thing in the prospect research. You can see we will add it as LinkedIn post report. Then whatever the research and analyzing this one does of the LinkedIn profile itself, we are going to add it on LinkedIn report and save it and close the automation. Then we have two more automation before we do profiling, and this one basically generates a payload for Perplexity and give it to Perplexity, and Perplexity give us the information and we extract that information. Okay, what we extract is company report. If I have a previous execution, I will show you exactly what I mean. Let me copy that to the clipboard. Here you can see cost perform special industry. Cost perform specialize in cost allocation and management software used by over 450 organization and 600 consultants across 25 countries. Okay, this is the Perplexity researchers produce for us. And then if they have a website, we are going to use fire crawl to crawl the website and get data. Okay, this is the website cost perform. So the website is scrapped or scraped, not scrapped, scraped, and this is the kind of data we get in the return detail analysis report. Then we are going to save that in the company website report, and this one will be saved as company report. And then there is a third automation that does the same thing but for the LinkedIn profile. It is very similar to prospect research we did, but this is for the company and company post. Again, we save everything in the Google Sheet, has LinkedIn company LinkedIn report and company LinkedIn post reports. All right, so we have the data now about the prospect and the company he is working in. Once this execution is done, we call the last and the important automation which does the profiling. It does not scrape any data, scraping is all done, but what it does, it gets a data from the Google Sheet and do a profile analysis. Okay, if I show you the input it has received, let me copy that to clipboard. All right, so you can see we have all the reports we did earlier, and along with the additional detail of the prospect, we put all of that into a GPT and ask it for these particular things. Like, you have to provide me with let me go and okay, let me show you the output itself. That will be much better. So it has produced an intelligent report about the prospect. This is the name of the prospect. Present himself as a seasonal entrepreneur leader with nearly 2 decades of expertise anchored in financial modeling, cost management, and profitability optimization. Okay, this is for the prospect. Then we do a scoring, like we do a scoring and we see what is the score. Like this is a warm lead and decision maker score is 28%. Like he's not the decision maker. Business need score is 30%, that they have a 30% need of the business, and we have other thing as well, and we have a overall score of 78. And this is not the direct score, this is a breakdown. There is a split between the score. If I go and this one has the basically breakdown. So company's need score is basically like 30 by 40. Example, that is like 40% of the overall score will come from company need score, like 40% will cover that. Then potential engagement score will be 20% of the overall score. Okay, that's why it has split. Then if the overall score is more than 40%, we are going to generate a email subject and body for the prospect and pass it to the another automation. Now this automation gets all the data and compose a campaign. Alright, when I was testing this automation, I limited my execution to 2 because it takes time to run everything. So that's why I only have 2 outputs. But if you extend it, the limit as well as the requirement, you will get 100 to 100 results. So let me pin the data. from the previous executions. Copy to clipboard. When this automation is ran, it will check whether we have a campaign ID on the smart lead or not. So we check we have a smart lead ID or not. If we don't have any smart lead campaign ID for this particular campaign, we are going to add it in smart lead campaign and save it, and again check. Now since we have data, it will go to true node and basically add the prospect into the campaign. If we have data directly, it will go here and then here directly. So this ensures we have a campaign, and if we run back the campaign again, like for new set of prospect, it won't create a new campaign, it will just add it to the existing one. And this is how the campaign payloads look like. This is the name of the lead, there is a lead list, and this is the name of the lead, etc we have. And then we have data of another prospect. So since I told you, I have only ran it for two to basically limit the execution time and speed. But if you change this limit and the requirement, it will work for the hundreds of lead as well. When this is added, you will see in the smart lead itself. So I have opened the campaign, that is one New York, Los Angeles, San Francisco. That was the campaign ID that was allocated to this one. This is the name of the campaign, and it has two leads, you can see, with the custom email body and the subject. And you can then, if you click here, you will have to select who will be the send, like who you want to send the email, and you select those, and then you attach your sender using Google OAuth or your SMTP connection, you can see here, and then simply schedule your campaigns. That's it for this automation. If you found this helpful, make sure to like the video, comment if you have any question, and subscribe for more automation like this. And you can find all the resources used here in my Skool community linked below for free. And I will see you in another automation. Bye.